What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Big Nick. Little bored. The boys are on vacation this week, so I'm sitting here on a Friday night. I'm like, you know what? We got 13 days until the NFL draft starts. It is time to do another full round one mock draft with some early round two bonus picks. Give me a second. Let me share this out. Let me get some of our other links, our other sites in on this. Give me a minute. I hear myself talking. So what's up, everybody? Hope everyone had a good week. For those that are celebrating Holy Week, happy Easter, happy Good Friday to everyone. Give me a second. So what's going on? Who we got out here? Who we got in the show here? We got Big Matt, always here. Love the support, Matt. Give me 1 second. Let me get this shared. So what I just did, I just sat down. I took my time. I did a nice round one mock. And we are going to get started in 2 seconds. Like I said, I just want to share this out. Join me. One mock. All right. So I did every team. We'll do another one on the day of the draft. We will be live with the boys back finally. So here we go. I don't have any graphics or anything like that, so bear with me. All right, first overall pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars. They made some nice adjustments to their offensive line. They got Brandon Scherf. They tagged Robinson. I would not be surprised if they went with the offensive lineman here. If they decided to go Neal or Icky, I don't think that would surprise anybody. But they got Josh Allen. They're in the AFC where you got to get after these quarterbacks. So I think all signs as of today, Good Friday, April 15th, they are going to select Aiden Hutchinson, the edge rusher from Michigan. I just think that they're going to build it up. They've made some nice adjustments on offense. They brought in some good players. They got ETN making his debut after missing his entire rookie season. Brought in Coach Doug Peterson. I think you have to play incredible defense in the AFC if you're going to advance. Offenses are all going to be good, but the defense is going to make a difference long term, and I think this is a very good pickup for them. It's a good culture move too. Excuse me. I'm not a smoker, and I just smoked. Second overall, Detroit Lions. There's been some stories coming out about Kayvon Thibodeau that I just read it today, actually, this afternoon, that he is not the guy for the culture in Detroit. He seems to be one to self-promote, and Dan Campbell is not going for that. The quote today said that Campbell does not want Thibodeau in the room. He's not a fan of the me. So I see them taking a guy who screams team player. Taking for the Detroit Lions edge, Trayvon Walker from Georgia. Now, I know his numbers aren't huge in terms of sacks, but you got to remember that he wasn't asked really to do that at Georgia. So this is a little pick of hope and down the line. But I think this is a player that would fit the Detroit mold and what they're looking for. They're looking for a guy who's selfless. They're looking for a guy who buys into the team. And the way Trayvon played defense at Georgia and didn't make a big deal about not being able to be the guy rushing the passer, I think he gets rewarded here for being that type of player, and he goes number 2 overall. Number 3, the Houston Texans. We have the Houston Texans with somewhat of a surprise. It's an elite talent, but I got them taking Ahmad Sauce Gardner, the cornerback from Cincinnati. Lovie Smith would absolutely lose his mind to get a number 1 shutdown corner in a league where there aren't many anymore with all the offensive rules. I didn't have Houston taking this previously, but now that they have the 13th pick also after the Watson trade, I think they can take the highest ranked player on their board And Matt, stay tuned, brother. You're gonna send me a thank you card. I'm not fucking them up. The Giants are gonna be the ones fucking them up if they don't do what I'm about to do for them. So yeah, I got Lovie Smith getting a shutdown corner and taking Ahmad Gardner. So he goes, and now the moment you've been waiting for. At number 4, there's some team picking. I'm not sure which one it is. But we have the New York Jets getting something that they've been missing since they traded John Abraham in 2006. An edge rusher. A guy who was ranked number 1 in this class for almost 9 months. And then it's like people who do these rankings get tired of it being the same guy, so they find a reason to drop somebody. They find a reason to badmouth a guy that they've been all over because they want to be fresh. They want to be new. Personally, I'm grateful because the New York Jets at number 4 will select an eventual all-pro pass rusher, a guy who will have 20-plus sack seasons. I have them taking Kayvon Thibodeau, edge rusher from Oregon. It's a no-brainer pick. I know Douglas would like to entertain trades. If Thibodeau, Walker, and Hutchinson go 1, 2, 3, you're going to see the Jets trade out of 4. But with Ahmad Gardner getting into the top 3, Kayvon Thibodeau gracefully falls to the Jets at 4 and becomes a huge star in the biggest market. So now, number 5, the New York Giants with their first of 2 top 10 picks. This is the perfect scenario for a Giant fan. You have your choice of the 2 top linemen. 4 defenders went first. And with the 5th pick, the Giants take, in my opinion, the best offensive lineman in this draft, Ikem Ekwonu, tackle/guard out of North Carolina State. The Giants need to build an identity. They need to overhaul this offensive line. They need a mauler. They need a guy that can help Saquon Barkley or whoever the running back is going forward gain yards and not just run into the hole and fall down. They need to pave the road for whatever running back it is. I'm not sold on the quarterback at all. Daniel Jones, to me, screams career backup. He's like a Marcus Mariota. But if you can overhaul the line this year and build an elite line, you can help any young quarterback coming in after Daniel Jones succeed. Or who knows, maybe this takes Daniel Jones to the next level. He's got to go up a couple levels, to be honest. So Ikem Ekwonu is the pick for the Giants at 5. Matt, I hope you're happy. Number 6, Carolina Panthers. Also, in this mock, there's no trades. I did this under no trades. We might do trades. We will do trades the day of the draft. So Carolina Panthers stay at 6, and they get their number 1 quarterback. I believe this is going to be the pick for them. They might move up to 3 or 4 to guarantee getting him. But I have the Carolina Panthers taking quarterback from Liberty, Malik Willis. I think the kid is very athletic. I think he's got a really good arm. I believe this kid can start right away. And Matt Rule finally gets his quarterback. They got rid of Cam. They traded for Sam. They brought in Teddy Bridgewater. And Matt Rule has been building a good rest of the team. They just need to hit on the quarterback. So they take Malik Willis. And the Giants, again, lucked out big time. That trade last year where they traded back and got this first-round pick from the Bears ended up being number 7. So Jets and Giants made 2 very good trades with 2 teams that ended up tanking. Or bombing, I should say. At number 7, Matthew, I have your New York Giants selecting the 2nd best offensive lineman in the draft, and I have them taking the tackle from Alabama, Evan Neal. So the Giants end up with Ekwonu and Evan Neal. I know Giants fans want defense. They want an edge rusher. They want a cornerback. But you got to get your offense up to a level that can compete. And when you can add a potential guard and tackle or 2 tackles, however you look at it, because these 2 guys have flexibility. That's why it's perfect that they can go to the same team. So the Giants with Ekwonu and Neal in the top 10. Next up, number 8. We have the Atlanta Falcons. They got Kyle Pitts. They got a great weapon in last year's draft. And I got them adding another weapon so that next year, whoever the quarterback is can succeed. I think they're going to ride Mariota for a year, and I think they're going to hope to have a bad year and be able to land Stroud or Young next year coming out, the Ohio State and Alabama quarterbacks, and a very, very good draft class for QBs. I got them taking Drake London, wide receiver from USC. I think with Kyle Pitts as a mismatch, now you're adding a 6'4", 6'5" receiver on the outside who can go get any big ball. You're giving Mariota a chance to succeed because he's got 2 unique weapons. He's got 2 unicorns now. I have my own 2 picks for the Giants. All right, Matt. Based off a scenario that I just did, who do you have there? I do, because I think the top 4 could all go defense. Obviously, that's what I think by the way this mock played out. But I think that the Giants look to build an identity, and you have the unique ability to lock up 2 potential Pro Bowl or even better All-Pro offensive linemen. Do it. If you're going to take a weakness and make it a strength, this is the group to do it with, because this is the group that makes the rest of your offense better. When your O-line is good, your run game's better, quarterback has more time, third downs are shorter. So back to Atlanta, Drake London. You got him in Pitts. You have a unicorn, man. I love the player. I don't think he's a good fit for the Jets. Thibodeau, you got Neal at 5. Thibodeau at 7. Thibodeau will not be there. Thibodeau is going to the Jets if he's there. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If Kayvon Thibodeau is there, he will be the pick for the New York Jets. There's no way he gets past us. Number 9, Seattle Seahawks. I have the Seattle Seahawks doing something they should have done while they still had Russ. Oh, that's right. They couldn't because they gave us the number 1 draft pick. I have Seattle taking tackle Charles Cross from Mississippi State. This guy's a plug-and-play player. If it wasn't for elite talents and unique offensive linemen like Neal and Ekwonu, Charles Cross could very well be the number 1 tackle. Most years he would be. Number 10, your New York Jets. The Jets have lacked elite playmakers for a very long time that they've drafted. The last wide receiver that the New York Jets drafted in round 1 was Santana Moss 20 years ago. 18 years ago? I think he was 02. 01, 02, or 03. He was early 2000s. Yeah, there's absolutely no way the Jets miss out on an opportunity to take this player. There is no way in hell the New York Jets are going to pass on this kid. I don't care about the ACL injury. Yes, he might not be ready for opening week. You're not drafting him for opening week. You're drafting him for the next decade. You are bringing in the number 1 wide receiver in this class, and the only reason he didn't get taken number 1 is because of the ACL injury. But Joe Douglas knows that when this guy gets back on the field in mid to late October, you have yourself a number 1 wide receiver. You have yourself Jamison Williams, the wide receiver from Alabama, becoming a New York Jet. And 2 of the most important positions in this scheme for the Jets on offense and defense is D-line, and you need threats at wide receiver, guys who can catch and run. You're going to have a power running game. You're going to be able to do a lot of play action. You're not going to have, if they try to put 8 in the box to stop, you're going to have Elijah Moore and this guy, an elite route runner who absolutely dogged people in college and was always wide open. You go watch this guy's film, you're going to see a wide receiver that is constantly open because how pure and crisp and clean his routes are. So at 4, the Jets added Kayvon Thibodeau. At 10, they add Jamison Williams. And this is the perfect draft for the New York Jets. I can only hope it falls this way. In 2 weeks, 13 days for round 1. Number 11, the Washington Redskins. Yes, I called them the Redskins. Deal with it. I got them taking a player that, if he did not have a Liz Frank injury this year, could very well have been a top 5 or 6 player drafted. I got them taking Derek Stingley Jr. To add a cornerback like this to that defensive line is scary, because you have 4 round 1 guys on that D line, and now you add a elite cornerback. That's a very, very scary defense that Washington is building out there. Next up, we have the Minnesota Vikings. I am not sold on this player at all. I have seen people mocking him as high as number 2, and even one had him going number 1 overall. But due to the position, I can't put him that high. So I have this guy falling to number 12. I have the Minnesota Vikings selecting Kyle Hamilton, the safety from Notre Dame. His 40 time was very slow. For everyone who talks about his speed, you figure he'd run faster than that. And the reason he was up so high is because of his speed. Excuse me. I don't see it. I don't see it. I could be wrong. I'm willing to admit I am wrong. It only takes one team to say that you're wrong. But yeah, I got Kyle Hamilton falling to 12. I think it's a good fit for him. He goes to a good team. Number 13, the Houston Texans pick again, thanks to the trade for Deshaun Watson. And I have them getting some help on the O-line. I have them taking Trevor Penning, tackle from Northern Iowa. I think they wanted better. This guy is an absolute nasty attitude. If you watched him at the Senior Bowl, you saw him just driving player after player into the ground. He plays to the whistle, and he plays every play like his life depends on it. If he gets you to the ground, he gets to live. That's a great attitude to have as an offensive lineman. I think he will transition very well to the NFL. Number 14, the Baltimore Ravens. Now, I know the Ravens need weapons. This is a deep wide receiver class. You can get one in round 2. I have them taking a guy that screams Baltimore Raven to me. He's big, he's physical, he's strong, he hits hard. I have them taking edge George Karlaftis from Purdue. I think he screams Baltimore Raven to me when I watch his film. Number 15, the Philadelphia Eagles. They have this pick from a trade from with Miami last year. So Miami's one went here. And I have a Philly taking a player that I wanted for the Jets until I found out he was 24. And that's just too old when you have a long-term goal like the Jets do. So he got marked off on my board when I found out his age. I have them taking from Utah linebacker Devin Lloyd. Playmaker, a do-it-all linebacker, a play-every-down linebacker. He can blitz. He can play sideline to sideline. He can cover. He can do anything you need. I think that's a very good pick in a division where you got to play some defense to stop the Cowboys' offense. Number 16, the New Orleans Saints. They have this pick from Indy, and then they got it through Philly. So it was originally Indy's pick. The Saints stay home. There's been rumors, which very well may happen, the Saints giving up 16, 19, and 68 overall with the Jets to move up, or 98 overall, to select a quarterback and have the choice of the first quarterback in the draft. And if Thibodeau is gone, I fully expect Joe Douglas to take this call. I have them selecting Matt Corral from Mississippi, Ole Miss. He is very Drew Brees-like. He's accurate, similar size. He can get the ball out quick. Very accurate with his passing. More athletic than Brees, so that could be something that the new offensive coordinator could look to implement. But That's who I have the Saints taking. They stay home and they get their guy, and they still have number 19 to help add to him. Number 17, the Los Angeles Superchargers. I got them helping out the quarterback. They got some really good weapons there. And they re-signed Mike Williams. They still have Keenan Allen. They got Austin Eckler out of the backfield, who's an absolute stud in this system. I have them taking a tackle to put us opposite of Rashawn Slater, their first pick last year. I have them taking Bernard Raymond, tackle from Central Michigan. Number 18, the Philadelphia Eagles select again. I could see the Eagles trying to trade back one of these picks if somebody's willing to jump up, maybe adding another 2 with as much help as they need. But like I said today, there's no trades. So at number 18, I have the Philadelphia Eagles selecting wide receiver from Ohio State, Garrett Wilson. This is a player that the Jets could be in on if they're not sold on where Jameson Williams is yet with his knee. I think it would be a great mistake to let Jameson Williams pass. He's my 1A. He is wide receiver number 1 in this draft. So I have Philly adding Garrett Wilson next to Devontae Smith to give Hearns, whatever. It's not even worth knowing. He hasn't played well enough to know his name yet. Giving him 2 good receivers to use, or if they decide next year that they want the trade up for a quarterback, that quarterback can come in and succeed with Wilson and Smith out there at wide receiver. Number 19, the New Orleans Saints. I have them at number 19 getting a weapon from Matt Corral. Yeah, I know what it is, but when I fuck up his name, I'm going to take a dig at him. It's not my fault. It's his fault for not being more well-known, bro. You should know that by now. You know how I operate. It's never my fault. But yeah, I have the Saints getting quarterback 16, Matt Corral, and giving him a weapon in Chris Olave, wide receiver from Ohio State. Olave paired with Michael Thomas would be 2 very good route runners. I think that they would work very, very well together. Olave would have a great mentor. That's if Michael Thomas decides to come back. He's been out of football. It seems like Jerry Rice played more recently than Michael Thomas has. Number 20, Pittsburgh Steelers. I have the Pittsburgh Steelers here. Another team who could possibly trade up. If Jameson Williams is gone for the Jets at 10, I could see the Jets trading back here. And this possibly being a team that could come up with them. The Saints, my ideal draft would be for the Jets. And yes, I'm going to talk more about the Jets than anybody else. If the Jets trade out of 4 for 16, 19, and 98, and then they trade out of number 10 for this pick and number 20 with the Steelers number 1 next year, I think it would be Joe Douglas starting to write the book on how to be the perfect GM. You would have 3 first-round picks this year. You would have 2 picks next year. And you would be a team to be major players. And I would absolutely love this. But staying with this pick, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers selecting quarterback Desmond Ridder from Cincinnati. He's reminds me of Ben. Good passer of the ball. Can move. I think he can come in and run that system. That system is a very easy read for the quarterback. That's why the Steelers have played spread for so long once Ben went immobile. So it's a quick read the linebacker, hit the open guy. It's sometimes a short passing game, and if your safety steps up or someone makes an error, they can attack downfield. But they can run the ball. We know the Pittsburgh Steelers have done very well with rookie quarterbacks. Ben, I think, went 14-1 as a starter his rookie year. I think he missed 1 game. The team went 15-1. So, yeah, I got them taking a quarterback. Number 21, the New England Patriots, a team that should be hated by everybody, a team that is hated by everybody. We all know their fans are some of the worst human beings on earth. We know that the Boston, New England region is the most racist region in the entire country. I have zero respect for their fan base. I don't wish people bad things, but for them, I do. I hope they never make the playoffs again. I hope that Bill Belichick coaches forever and runs every good player out of that town and nobody wants to go there, to the point where college kids start sitting out the rookie year just to avoid the crypt keeper, Bill Belichick. But enough about that trash of our country. 21, I have the New England Patriots selecting Trent McDuffie, cornerback from Washington. Hold on, I don't know Kenny Pickett yet. No, I could see Pickett be the guy that free falls. I could see him falling very far. I'll give you a hint here. I did 38 picks. I did the full round 1 and I did 6 in round 2. He is still available. So there's a little breaking news for you. So, yeah, I got with the Patriots in the AFC, you have to be able to cover all these receivers. They'll give it a good old college try, but I see them failing. But I like this player, Trent McDuffie. I think he's very good. He'd be a good number 2 cornerback. He'd be an elite number 2 quarterback in a very short time. We all know Bill Belichick can coach defense, so I think this is a good pick for them. Number 22, the Green Bay Packers. They have this courtesy of the Davante Adams trade. And in a surprise pick, I have them taking the center from Iowa, Tyler Linderbaum. I think you have a hole at wide receiver, but there's nothing more important than protecting Aaron Rodgers and having a good run game right up the middle. You have Aaron Jones and my new friend, Mr. Dillon, the running back for the Packers, who a friend of mine is friends with his best friend. And we were hanging out as he was talking to him on the phone. And when they had the signing here in Raritan Center, I got to have a 5-minute FaceTime conversation with a running back from the Green Bay Packers. It was awesome. The guy was really cool. Talked for about 5 minutes, man. Answered a bunch of questions that I had. Yes, I was like a fanboy, but still, it was pretty cool to talk to an NFL running back for 5 minutes. 23, the Arizona Cardinals. I know their offense lost Christian Kirk. I know their offensive line needs help, but they have a guy here that falls to them who can help everybody on their defense. And I have them taking from Georgia the massive defensive lineman, Jordan Davis. 24, the Dallas Cowboys, defensive line, Devontae Wyatt. And for those that know me, that was more time than I would have liked to speak about the Dallas Cowboys. That will be the shortest review. I will not even give the player the respect of having a review because it's the Dallas Cowboys. Number 25, the Buffalo Bills. Select a wide receiver who is outstanding when he gets the ball in his hands. I'm very big on this player. I hate that he's going to go to Buffalo. I hate that he's going to be against the Jets. I have them taking from Arkansas, Mr. Treylon Burks. Number 26, the Tennessee Titans. I have the Tennessee Titans selecting a player who had an unfortunate tragedy at his pro day when his Achilles heel ruptured. I think Tennessee is good enough on defense. They got Harold Landry, where they could take this player, sit him until October or November. Maybe he's back earlier. We just saw Cam Akers come back in 6 months. If he comes back in 6 months, it's September. I think they'll take a little more time with him. You'll probably see him come back in November, but I have them taking edge David Ojabo from Michigan. Number 27, one of my favorite players in the draft, but also pretty old. He's the oldest of the top round 1 projections. Second oldest, behind Devin Lloyd. Jermaine Johnson is the oldest of all the edge rushers. I have them Tampa Bay You saw that their D-line and their pass rush was not as good as it was against the Kansas City and the Packers in the Super Bowl when both teams were injury-riddled on the O-line. Shaq Barrett looked all-world, and last year he looked very mediocre. So they add someone to play opposite of him. He can play feet up. He can play hand in the grass. Jermaine Johnson, edge from Florida State, stays down in the Sunshine State and gets drafted by Tampa Bay. Number 28, the Green Bay Packers with their second of 2 first-round selections. I had them with Burks. I think Burks goes earlier. I think if Burks is there with his size, it's a no-brainer. Somebody pointed out to me the other day that Green Bay has a mold with wide receiver, and they only take tall guys. So it wrote off guys like Sky Moore and Johan Dotson. I have the Packers selecting wide receiver from South Alabama, Jalen Tolbert. A lot of you probably just said who, but if you go watch the I forget the name of the bowl game. It wasn't the it was the one down at Jackson State in the small schools. The all black colleges. He's from one of them. He's in that conference with the other teams. And forgive me for drawing a blank right now. But this kid stood out. This kid is chiseled. He's a faster, same cut version as DK Metcalf. A picture came out of him this week on Twitter at his pro day, and the dude looks chiseled just like Metcalf. They're identical. I think he would be a very good receiver with Aaron Rodgers. He's got the size at 6'1". Very gifted player. Obviously not a major conference, so he doesn't have the publicity or the recognition of the Ohio State or Alabama receivers. The guys all from the SEC and the Big Ten. But I think this kid can come in and make an impact. And we know that Green Bay has been very good throughout the years finding wide receivers in the draft. Number 29, Kansas City Chiefs, which nobody on this network cares about. And now we're to, I'm not big on Kenny Pickett. I think if Pittsburgh doesn't pick him, you're looking at a round 2 free fall. I really do. I had the Chiefs at 29, their first of back-to-back picks, taking Kaiir Elam, cornerback from Florida. I'm going to take their second pick, and then I'll talk about both of them. What they select here, they select a guy who had a fantastic Senior Bowl, really made a name for himself. I think that Kansas City doubles up on defense here, knowing all the weapons that are in their division and in the conference, and they select Boye Mafe, edge from Minnesota. So they add a cornerback, and they add an edge, and they put 2 really good pieces into a defense that needs to be built, not even rebuilt. They need to be built. They got some nice pieces there, but they don't have a complete team. So how do you help your secondary? A secondary that got exposed a lot last year, early and often. You get after the quarterback. And then you add a guy to help cover all the receivers in the division and the conference. So I got them going Kaiir Elam and Boye Mafe with back-to-back picks. Number 31, the Cincinnati Bengals. David Drest, the tackle. I have them selecting another offensive lineman, a guy with some really good flexibility, can play guard or center. I have them selecting Zion Johnson from Boston College to help protect Burrow, keep him upright, and really help Mixon too, because they have a very underrated run game. Number 32, the Detroit Lions. A player that I personally love, and this may have been partially me hoping he falls to 35, but if he gets anywhere near this deep into the draft, I expect the New York Jets to make a move for him. And Matthew, with the comment, just as I'm about to say it, Nakobe Dean, number 32, to the Detroit Lions. So Detroit really, really helps their defense. They take 2 Georgia teammates. They take Trayvon Walker. They take Nakobe Dean. And Georgia's defense is like Alabama's. You're going to do pretty well if you draft from their defense because all of these guys are going to be round 1 picks on both starting defenses. So Detroit takes a little bit of that taste, takes a little bit of that winning pedigree, helps build their culture. They get a missile for a linebacker, an absolute missile. Like I said, if Dean gets to 26 with Tennessee, I expect Joe Douglas to be on the phone and offering 35 and like a 3 or a 5 with it to go up and get Nakobe Dean. If Dean gets past Arizona at 23, I could see the Jets moving up to 24 to get ahead of Buffalo to take him. I could see them moving up with Tennessee or even Tampa, 26 or 27. But in the perfect Jets draft, it's Thibodeau, Jameson Williams, and them trading up for Dean. A couple bonus picks early in the second round. 33, I have the Jaguars taking a safety. My favorite safety in the draft, yes, more than Kyle Hamilton. Another player I hope that the Jets can get in round 2, but I don't think he'll make it to us, is Lewis Seen, safety from Georgia. 34, the Lions. I have them going with 3 of the top 34 picks, all on defense. You want to win the division, you got to play defense. I have them taking Jalen Petrie, an absolute speedster cornerback from Baylor. 35, I have the New York Jets selecting an absolute Willie Mammoth, a monster. Interior D lineman, Travis Jones from Connecticut. The Jets D line is going to be the strength of the defense. We were a little disappointing last year in the run game. You're adding Carl Lawson this year. He's coming back from the Achilles injury he suffered at the Green Bay practice last year, the dual practice. We got gashed up the middle. Anybody who saw us on Thursday night against Indianapolis saw Jonathan Taylor just run apeshit on us. He went fucking crazy. It's because we had nobody to stop the run. We have pass rushing D linemen. Now we need a monster. You add Solomon Thomas to the D line, and now you add Travis Jones, an absolute beast. This guy can push piles. He can push double teams, which opens it up for Quinnen Williams on the other side and the edge rushers. I love this player, and with the value the Jets put on D-line, I think you're going to see 2 D-linemen taken in the first 4 pick for the Jets. You're going to see 1 wide receiver, and then you're going to see the next pick at 38, who I think. Giants are up. I have the Giants for you, Matt. Let's see. Elam is going to be a stud. He's going to be a very, very good player. He's a good man. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to New England or earlier, to be completely honest with you. I have the Giants here with their third pick of 36. Sorry. So I have them taking Neal and Aquanu in round 1 and building a monster offensive line. And now at 36, I have them taking Arnold Ebiketie, edge from Penn State. Plays with his hand in the grass, can be physical edge setter, can set the edge in the run, as well as get after the quarterback. So as much as Giants fans wanted an edge early, I don't think Karlaftis fits what they're looking for. And I do not think that anyone else is worth taking at 7 after Thibodeau, Walker, and Hutchinson are gone. So I have the Giants waiting for round 2 and taking an edge who a lot of people have going late round 1, possibly to Kansas City. 37, the Houston Texans, they're third of the first 37. I have them taking a cornerback. Yes, another cornerback. I had them going Ahmad Gardner in round 1. And then I had them taking the tackle. And now I have them going back to cornerback. And Houston is going to be able to play man cover with anybody. And they take Andrew Booth Jr., cornerback from Clemson. And Lovie Smith has his 2 shutdown corners. He's got 2 young studs in Ahmad Gardner and Andrew Booth who can shut down any tandem in the league. These guys are going to be really good. And now Lovie can worry about building the rest of his defense. I'm rooting for Lovie Smith to succeed. I think their last coach got a really, really bad raw deal. The ownership wouldn't let you play your your top quarterback for the year, and they're surprised that you lost games. So I hope Lovey hangs on. I hope Lovey lasts there. It's one of the really, really good people in sports is Lovey Smith. He's not really talked about as much as that, but he comes from that Herman Edwards, Tony Dungy mold of they're just fucking fantastic people. So I'm rooting for Lovey. I'm rooting for him in every game except when they play the Jets. Like that's how much I like Lovey Smith as a person and a coach. Number 38, your New York Jets select their fourth of the top 38. I talked about them moving up to get Nakobe Dean. I think that's a very strong possibility if Dean gets into the 20s. But in this scenario with no trades, I have the New York Jets selecting the linebacker from Alabama, Christian Harris. I love this player. I hope to God he's a Jet. If it's not Dean, I will root for the Alabama kid to become a Jet. And you guys know how much I hate Alabama. But this player can do it all. Same as Lloyd and Dean. I think you put him in next to C.J. Mosley. You let him play the will linebacker position this year, and you let him learn the defense. And then if you cut Mosley next year, you have a guy that you can plug in the middle for a decade to be a phenomenal player in this league. I will give you 2 more bonus picks. Give me a second. I stopped there. Is it still open? It refreshed. So I'll tell you. All right, I know who I'm going to go with here. I don't even need the list. That's how good your boy is. At 39, I am going to have the Chicago Bears taking Kenyon Green, guard from Texas A&M. You got to do something to keep that offense on the field, protect your young quarterback. And I think Kenyon Green is a very good pick for me here. And now the first of back-to-back picks at 40 and 41. Matt, you finally get your wish at number 30. At number 40, Kenny Pickett from Pittsburgh goes up to Seattle. So the Seahawks don't trade up from 9. They wait, and they get a potential franchise quarterback at number 30 or 40 overall. I didn't want to take him at 39. It's also because the Bears picked there. Like I said, I smoked, so deal with me. I don't do that very often. At number 40, they get almost the exact same spot that Geno Smith was taken in. Geno was number 39 a few years ago, I think 2014 or 13. And now Seattle gets Kenny Pickett. So I got Kenny Pickett falling to number 40 overall. Small hands, man. Very, very small hands. Hold on 1 second. My son is calling. Hey, I'm in the... Give me 5 minutes. I'll call you back. I'm just finishing up a podcast. I'm on a... Okay. Call me when you come back inside. So there you have it. That's your boy Big Nick's mock draft. We went up to 40 picks. Oops, what we got here? So we are 13 days out from round 1. Leave a comment in the comment section on YouTube. For those of you that aren't following us on YouTube, go to IOW Sports Network. Same on Facebook. Check us out. We love doing what we're doing. That's what I do, bro. I had the Jets almost projected to be involved with every trade. I think Joe Douglas is going to wheel and deal. I'm on record on several Jets podcasts saying I do not see Joe Douglas selecting at 4 and 10. Same here. If somebody wants to trade up and get ahead of Atlanta, you could see Pittsburgh make a jump. You could see the Saints make a jump. I could see the Jets or the Giants trading out with the Saints. 40 picks. Yeah, man. That's what they do, bro. They're going to be heavily involved. Yes. I mean, I have to cover every projection. So if I make 32 projections with the Jets, maybe one of them hits and I can say I knew it. You don't know about me by now, bro? You don't know who I am? So, yeah, I mean, you have 4 of the top 38 picks. You're going to be a major player in the draft. You should be on the phone with every team before the draft and during the draft saying, hey, how are we looking? You want to move out? We'll move up from round 2 to come back into round 1. Or maybe the Jets don't love the draft. Or maybe other teams don't love this draft as much. And they trade back in order to get more picks or maybe future picks. Maybe they like next year. You know how I feel about Will Anderson, the edge rusher from Alabama. I believe this kid is going to be a generational talent. I do not throw those words out very often. With the Bosas, the Watts, Myles Garrett, I think the last generational edge that we saw was Von Miller. Like, I think Von Miller, I mean, these new edge rushers are built differently. I'm still a fan of the old school hand in the grass speedster who can come around the edge. And yeah, I think Will Anderson is going to be the closest thing to LT we've ever seen as an edge rusher. I think that kid is just got unique talent that we have not seen in a very, very long time. So I'm all about the Jets stacking picks next year so that they can move up and get Will Anderson if need be next year. 23-20 is who you are. 23-20 is who you are. Explain that comment. I'm lost. Like I said, I smoked, so maybe my brain isn't working like it normally would. Give me clarification on this. 23-20. Don't mention any. Oh, bro, I'm already having the talks. Aaron Donald's in the conversation for greatest defensive player of all time. I know LT revolutionized the game, and LT is still number 1. But at number 2, I honestly think, 23-20. Okay, the Super Bowl score. Okay, all right, yeah, I told you, bro. Man. I just right before 2 nice little tugs, man. I'm a little goofy if you can't tell right now. I have a very low tolerance for that shit. But yeah, LT is number 1. Aaron Donald's number 2. Reggie White is number 3. Bruce Smith is number 4, and Ray Lewis is number 5 for the top defensive players all time on my list. I can confidently say it's a discussion between Aaron Donald and LT. I think with the athleticism of the offensive linemen nowadays, their mobility, you're not going up against the stiff, big hogs of the Redskins like back in the day. You're going against guys who can move. And the fact that Aaron Donald can still create the pressure, being double, sometimes triple teamed, I think is just as impressive as what LT did back in the day, revolutionizing the spot. There is LT and nobody else. I disagree. I think with what we're doing, what I just said, what we see Aaron Donald doing now is just as impressive as LT. I have no hate for LT. I tell you, I can have my hatred for people and teams, but when I give my opinion, when this camera's on, I got to have credibility. So there's no hatred or there's no New York bias against the Giants or LT here. But I think it's honestly a conversation. No. Excuse me. All right, man. I respect your opinion. Same way, you respect mine. You might not agree with it, but I think if you're not a Giant fan and you don't have the blinders on, did I just hit the gritty? I don't know. My kids do that. I see it on TV, so forgive me if I look foolish. I think there's a discussion. Obviously, Donald has a couple more years left in him. There's talks of an extension. He has time to win a few more Defensive Player of the Year awards. And he'll have more Pro Bowls and he'll have more All-Pros. He shows no signs of slowing down. Very happy for him that he got a Super Bowl ring. And it's just fun to watch that guy play the game. As a fan of the defense and a defensive coach as I am, I'm absolutely fascinated with Aaron Donald and what he can do from an interior D-line position. I respect what you say, but I'm not being biased. I got you. I know Giants fans are very defensive, pun intended, over Lawrence Taylor. Like I said, he's still number one. But I think there's a conversation to be had, or the conversation is beginning about Donald in that conversation for number one all time. He's still got to add. Hey, he drops another 20 sack season, 10 years in, from the interior. Holy crap, man! I mean, it's definitely a discussion that will be had. But all right, I just wanted to jump on. I want to do this on a Friday night. I got to get some dinner. Hope everyone enjoyed the show. Thank you. The boys, I believe, will be back on Monday. And happy Easter to everybody. Enjoy the only team in New York that is playing playoff basketball, your Brooklyn Nets. The other team, I forget their name. It's not a popular name. It's not a very well-liked name. I know it's New York something, but it's not a name that we say very often on the show. Do I need to get a hold of? No, as long as you don't bring Drew Pearson in, I'm happy with anybody. But if you do bring Joe Theismann in, just let him know that I will be popping pretzel rods the entire time in half to remind him about his leg. I'll end on that insult joke. Thank you for joining, everybody. Hope everybody has a happy Easter. And thank you for watching. This is Big Nick, IOW Sports Network.